Hello everybody, this is Kieran from Crypto Booze. I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are. Now the crypto market is having a bit of a slump, partly because many of the coins are facing strong resistance. Bitcoin is facing the very strong resistance of 6,000 US dollars, and there have been a bit of a torrent of bad news concerning Bitcoin rollbacks and the Binance hack. So Bitcoin is now around at $5,823 with a market cap of 102 billion. Ethereum is also struggling to get past the 170 US dollar mark. Most coins are in the red for the last few hours, and the top ones are of course Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Binance Coin, and so on. Now looking at the market, we're slowly moving sideways, testing and retesting the $188 billion resistance level, and it's going to be interesting. So the next few weeks is going to be very interesting to see if we manage to break past that level. We need a lot more positive news. So with the recent negative news, it's going to be difficult, especially since time and time again in the last year the $188 billion level was a very strong support. So of course when the price in the market drops down below a support, then it becomes a resistance, and the stronger the support was, then the stronger the resistance becomes. Next up, a small view of a long-term view on Bitcoin and what might happen. This trader Dilarov, I've been following quite a while, and he's got some good inputs, and he also mentions that Bitcoin is now facing this very strong level of 6,000 US dollars, and many traders, what they're going to be doing is they're going to be setting their trades above the 6,000 US dollar level, so probably around 6,100, $6,200 and so on. So when Bitcoin passes above these levels, they're going to set their buy orders because they don't want to risk it, since at the moment it's not certain if it will manage to break through. He also mentions that the price reached very strong resistance zone at 6,000 US dollar. The level price action in this zone is very important for the market movements, and since 6,000 US dollar acted as a bottom for a long period of time, when the market dropped below it, we had to start thinking about this zone as a strong resistance zone. Now, since the price is in the zone, we have really strong reasons for breaking above it. So if it breaks above it, it's going to make a very big jump and probably will reach the next resistance of $6,600 in no time, especially since many of the buy orders will be around the $6,200 mark. However, the RSI, the different indicators that point to a very strong bearish scenario, can occur. So RSI is in the overbought zone but moves upwards. It's a bullish signal, but the market is overbought. So even though the RSI is showing bullish signs, it's still in an overbought zone, and that's definitely not a good thing. And if the RSI line starts falling from this zone, it will give us a good reversal signal. The MACD lines and histogram support the upward movement. DMI is bullish and confirms trend market conditions. So many signals are pointing towards a bullish outcome. However, it's very difficult to predict. I just make sure you either dollar cost average or you wait for the breakout. But the problem is, as soon as it breaks out, it's going to be very difficult to catch the levels of around 6,000 US dollars, and it's probably going to catapult much higher. So probably the best outcome or the best scenario for you is just to either dollar cost average if you want to have a position, and in the positive outcome, if you start buying now, of course it might sink or it might go up. Both scenarios are possible. However, if it goes down, then you can dollar cost average and decrease your average by buying price. Now on another note, with BTC USD on the monthly, I've got a very good feeling about it. We've had many months closing in red, leading from the 1st of August 2018 up until 1st of January 2019, and now we have had a few successful trading months with 1, 2, 3, 4 months closing in green, which is a very positive sign and may also show that the bear market is ending. Now, in my opinion, the next month is possibly going to be a red. We'll close in the red. However, it might peak above $6,400 or something, and then go back down and close in the red, which might indicate a short pullback, since the market needs to breathe and slow growth is much more healthy. Talking about the Bitcoin rollback, now you must have heard I mentioned the Binance hack on my last video, with 7,000 Bitcoin being hacked from the Binance platform. The hackers managed to gain access to many 2FA keys and so on, and through that they managed to steal 7,000 BTC. And what is quite interesting is, in one of the live videos, CZ, the CEO from Binance, Changpeng Zhao, he mentioned that they were considering a rollback of the Bitcoin network, which I think is highly unlikely and a very strange thing to mention. And since there's been quite a number of hacks the last few years, and those hacks were of a considerably higher amount than the $40 million worth of Bitcoin that have been hacked recently, I don't think that will happen. And the CEO is aware of the huge ethical repercussions of Bitcoin rollback. So in my opinion, that was just in the spur of the moment that he mentioned that, and the community reacted pretty negatively after this mention. So he also says here, con one is they with the rollback they would first of all damage the credibility of Bitcoin, and two, may cause a split in both the Bitcoin network and the community. Both of these damages seems to outweigh the $40 million that they would get back by rolling back the Bitcoin blockchain. So as I just mentioned, I don't believe that this rollback was ever a possibility, and I think he most likely caused more negativity towards Binance by mentioning the rollback than the $40 million that they lost in the hack. So, however, I'm still very happy of the transparency of Zhao Peng, and that's about it. So we'll receive more information, and I'll update you as soon as I get more information about what's happening with Binance and so on. However, I'm sure that this rollback will not happen. Talking about stablecoins, since Bitfinex is in it for a rough rumble in the next few weeks, with Tether being in the spotlight for numerous reasons. First of all, the missing $850 million that are frozen. So it's important to look at what alternative stable coins there are, where you can save your money instead of fiat. Like, first of all, you have to determine the stable coin's quality. There are several criteria that are critical to assess whether a stable coin is a safe bet. First of all, you have to look if there's enough liquidity. Will you be able to actually get cash for the token when the time comes? How quick can you convert the cryptocurrency to the stablecoin, and how accessible is it? Another important factor would be the issuer and its associates. Are they a reputable regulated company? Are their operations transparent, and so on? And the top 5 stablecoins, however, in this case I disagree with the first one, and the first one would be USDT. and at the moment it's been the king of stablecoins, but however the scandals surrounding it are not going away and damage its credibility. So I will skip this one, since at the moment I don't see Tether managing to dig itself out of its grave. I think the days are numbered, but that's just me. USD Coin was created by Circle and Coinbase, two reputable US companies. Circle owns one of the most popular altcoin exchanges, Poloniex. Coinbase, one of the largest retail exchanges in the world. So over 125 markets support USDC. Diam is a further stablecoin. It's a stablecoin that uses diamonds as an asset to back its $1 peg. Over $150 million in diamonds are transparently stored by a company called Diam Dex. On the coins can be used to purchase physical diamonds at a wholesale price anytime. In theory, I think that Diam is good. However, I've read a lot about the diamond market, and in my opinion, diamonds are definitely not as valuable as they're represented. Especially over-the-counter diamonds are way too inflated. So in my opinion, this is a bit of a gamble. I would prefer stablecoin based on gold or other assets that are much more valuable than diamonds. TUSD, TrueUSD, is a stablecoin offered by Trustcoin, a company backed by Peter Thiel's foundation. TUSD has a reputation of having legitimate reserves, and it enjoys support on major exchanges, many of the same ones that support USDC and USDT. DAI, like Diam, is backed by an asset, in this case a digital asset, Ether. So DAI is very popular among cryptocurrency traders and is used very often. In the future, it is expected to support assets beyond Ethereum, including other stablecoins, Bitcoin, or tokenized assets such as real estate. So I see a lot of potential for DAI, and I believe it will be very stable. DAI is governed by a decentralized autonomous organization called Maker, which gives token holders the power to make decisions about the protocol. You have to wonder if a decentralized model is appropriate for a stablecoin. MakerDAO may have great technology, but we've recently seen that various drastic measures have had to be taken in order to maintain stability in the network. In a centralized model, such as decisions can be made without a complicated voting process. Me personally, I like the decentralized aspect as it mitigates the risk. And I'm looking forward to more stable coins on the market, especially those either being backed by cryptocurrency or by assets such as gold and so on. Other commodities could back stable coins, and I do see that as an option in the future. Talking about Bitfinex. Bitfinex confirms initial exchange offering IEO. Embattled cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex confirmed it would conduct a $1 billion so-called initial exchange offering IEO. I'm not very pleased about this news, especially since Bitfinex is facing ongoing legal scrutiny from authorities who accuse it of losing $850 million. The release of a formal white paper reveals few changes from the original rumors, with the sale of up to 1 billion Leo tokens, each worth 1 Tether USDT. So what this appears to me is that they're trying to cover up this loss with a new $1 billion IEO, because it's launched on their exchange, and if fewer than 1 billion USDT tokens are sold by private token seller, the issuer may thereafter sell remaining tokens at times and in manner it deems appropriate. So in my opinion, this doesn't look good for either Bitfinex or Tether, and I believe they're trying to cover up their $850 million loss. This just reminds me of a famous BitConnect that did the same thing with their ICO right after BitConnect became bankrupted and couldn't pay out the investors. They launched an ICO to try and cover up the funds that they couldn't pay out. So in my opinion, this is leaving a very bad taste in my mouth, but we will see how this will play out in the upcoming weeks. I just hope that if you've got funds on Bitfinex, you can take the funds out. That even though there's a BTC premium on Bitcoin, I believe it's still safer to buy Bitcoin and take it off of the exchange or any exchanges, as a higher amount of Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies on exchanges is very dangerous. Mt. Gox, well, even though that was a long time away, it doesn't mean that it can't happen again. So that was it for today. Hope you enjoyed the video and catch you on the next one. Bye bye.